What they buried in the rubble September 11th, 2001. A day carved into history. Smoke filled the sky. Screams echoed through concrete canyons, and the world stood still as towers collapsed into ash. But in the dust, not everything was destroyed. Some secrets were buried, some protected, and some left behind like forgotten whispers, waiting to be found. This isn't just a conspiracy video. It's a journey into the questions that survived the fire. These are the secrets of 9/11. They don't want you to know. Why this still matters. History is supposed to bring closure, but when it comes to 9/11, it only brought silence. Because for every headline, there's a detail left out. For every official report, there's a missing piece no one explains. If these secrets stay buried, we lose more than the truth. We lose the trust that holds a nation together. Secret number 10, the ghost passports that survived the flames. Steel melted, towers collapsed, but somehow, paper survived. When the Twin Towers fell, entire planes were obliterated, concrete disintegrated, human remains were vaporized, jet fuel burned hot enough to bring down steel beams. Yet somehow, miraculously, a passport was found. Not just any passport, the identification of one of the hijackers, lying on the sidewalk, intact. Later, more passports were reportedly discovered, undamaged, readable, recovered from an inferno that melted metal. Officials offered no detailed explanation. And critics asked, how does fragile paper survive a fire that liquefied steel? To this day, the magic passport remains a symbol for skeptics, not because it proves a conspiracy, but because it's exactly the kind of detail that feels too strange to ignore. Secret number 9, the leader who took a detour. Why did Muhammad Atta leave the plan, the team, the city, and go 2 hours north? The night before the attack, the most dangerous man in the world rented a car and drove to Portland, Maine. He checked into a budget motel, bought toothpaste at Walmart, took cash from an ATM, ate fast food. He was hours away from ground zero. Some say he was checking for surveillance. Others say Portland had lighter airport security. And then there's the darker theory that he met someone never found. Whatever happened, Atta flew back to Boston the next morning, and hours later, he flew into the North Tower. To this day, the Portland trip makes no strategic sense, but maybe that's exactly the point. Secret number 8, the doctor who was erased. How do you lose a person during the most documented tragedy in history? Sneha Ann Phillip walked into a department store on September 10th. Security cameras caught her browsing. She bought clothes. Maybe she went home. Maybe not. She was never seen again. Her family believes she ran toward the towers to help. She was a doctor, a natural responder, but no body was found. No records, no witnesses, no clue. Years later, she was legally declared a victim, her name etched in stone at ground zero. But some investigators quietly ask, was she even there? Secret number 7, the flight no one mentions. When the world was grounded, one plane took off. On September 13th, while America's skies were silent, a single flight left the country. A private jet, a secret manifest, and 12 passengers, all relatives of Osama bin Laden. Yes. The family of the world's most wanted man was flown out under escort, while regular citizens were stranded. The reason? Protection. The explanation? They had nothing to do with it. But many wondered, if they were truly innocent, why such urgency to disappear, and who made the call to let them leave? Secret number 6, the agent who opened the door. He helped the killers find housing, then vanished like smoke. Omar Al-Bayoumi was charming, polished, Saudi-connected, and friendly enough to help 2 future hijackers get an apartment in San Diego. He gave them cash, introduced them to people, attended the same mosque. After the attacks, he was arrested in the UK, but released. No charges. He returned to Saudi Arabia and disappeared. The FBI says there's a better than even chance. He was part of the plot, but without him, there's no way to know. Secret number 5, the FBI informant who lived with terrorists. They weren't hiding, we just weren't looking. 2 of the 9/11 attackers didn't live in caves or safe houses. They rented a room from a known FBI informant. He prayed with them, helped them open bank accounts, watched them learn to fly, but he never told his handler, and his handler never asked. A CIA alert about those men had gone out just weeks before, but the connection? Missed. By the time the names were recognized, the towers were already burning. Secret number 4, the man murdered in the shadow of the towers. His death wasn't terrorism, but it was just as forgotten. Henryk Siwiak didn't die in an explosion. He wasn't in the towers. He was walking through Brooklyn, headed to a night job. He took a wrong turn, ended up in the wrong place. He was shot in the chest. No robbery, no weapon found, no suspect. The NYPD was overwhelmed. His case, left cold. To this day, he remains the only person officially murdered in New York on 9/11, unrelated to the attack. Secret number 3, the dancing Israelis and the long shadow of espionage. They were caught, but not convicted. Shortly after the towers collapsed, 6 Israeli nationals were arrested. Reports said they were laughing, filming, celebrating. No, charges were filed. They were quietly deported. Rumors exploded. Was this Mossad? Was it surveillance gone too far? The official story says they were just there, just watching. But the unanswered questions kept the conspiracy alive. Secret number 2, the teen who saw it coming. He said the towers wouldn't be standing next week, and he was right. September 6th, a Brooklyn classroom. A boy, a Pakistani immigrant, jokes, "The Twin Towers will fall next week." No one laughs, but no one reports it. Then 9/11 happens. His teacher tells the FBI. They track him down. He says it was a joke. No connection to terrorism, no proof of anything, just a coincidence, too eerie to forget. Secret number 1, the $1 million warning signs. The money moved before the planes did. In the days before the attack, airline and insurance stocks saw massive, unusual trading activity. United Airlines, American Airlines, sold short, betting the price would drop. It did, and someone made millions. Investigations claimed it was coincidence. No charges, no accountability. But years later, hard drives pulled from the rubble of the Twin Towers revealed even more unusual transactions. Someone knew, and instead of warning the world, they played the market. The truth isn't done. 20 years later, we still don't have every answer. Maybe we never will. But the worst mistake would be to stop asking. What detail do you think was the most disturbing? Tell us in the comments. And if you want more Untold stories from 9/11 and beyond, check out What Happened Right After 9/11 and How Navy SEALs Took Down Bin Laden. This is the Infographics Show, and the search for truth never ends.